Morning, everybody. Welcome to Tuesday morning Urban Yoga. Tommy going to be guiding through your practice this morning. Hope everybody had a great holiday weekend. Hard to believe. I think today's the last day of November already. We're already rolling into December. So things are rocking and rolling, moving fast. So I thought today we would slow down the tempo a little bit in our practice. Sometimes being slower might be easier, not necessarily. I like to slow it down sometimes, and you can just really deepen those poses and get into them. Just feel the benefits of the poses a little bit more. I'll offer definitely modifications to add to the intensity or decrease the intensity. So as always, listen to your body, do what's best for your practice, and once you leave it, feeling better than what you showed. So we're going to work our way into child's pose. Child's pose is a pose that isn't appealing to you or because you're tight. Just come down to comfortable seat. Also place a blanket here at your heels, give it a little bit more padding. And before you just sort of plop into the pose, just take a moment, work your hips back towards your heels, and find some length in the front of the body. So instead of just dropping in and kind of hunching at the back, begin to walk the fingertips out, tent the fingers, lengthen out through the chest, stretch out the pectoral muscles, begin to drop the heart space down. And then when you begin to find some length, you can just sort of melt yourself down into comfortable position. Working those hips back towards the heels. And as always, we just begin to connect with that conscious breath. I'm not trying to force anything, just observing it first, just taking a breath in through the nose. And as you begin to deepen the breath, just begin to soften the lungs, soften the tissues of the ribs, not using any external force as you deepen the breath, just letting the body receive the breath naturally, easily. As you go through each cycle, maybe drawing out the inhale or exhale to another second or two, but just letting it happen easily and not forcing. Begin to find that rhythm of breath, exploring it in other areas of the body, drawing it into the sides of the ribs, drawing it into the backs of the lungs, down into the kidneys. And as you connect with that cycle of breath and find some stillness in the body, let that bring some quietness to the busy mind. Making that transition from the busy doer that we are in our daily lives to just being the conscious observer here in our practice for the next hour. Notice if you're holding any tension anywhere in the face, the jaw, the throat, starting to let all that go. Just leave behind any need to judge your practice this morning. Any comparison to the person next to you or your practice that you did a week ago, a month ago, whenever it was last. Setting aside any expectations, just letting everything happen as it is. And if at any point you begin to drift in thought, you begin to struggle in a posture, just return to that breath, let it be your guide. Making that commitment for the next hour, just to let everything go and be here for yourself. I'd like to just add on a little bit here. You can turn your head to one side, maybe looking over to the left, dropping the right ear down. You can bend at the right elbow and reach for the center of the back with that elbow. So you're pulling back on that right elbow, stretching out the backside of that tricep. Definitely might change the shape of the breath, intensify a little bit. Deep breath into the right side ribs here. Soften, surrender on the exhale. Then go ahead, take the head back to center, take the right arm back out in front of you, and we'll take that to the other side. So inhale, you can lift up the head, deep breath in, turn towards the right, descend that left ear down, And then bend the left elbow and reach back towards the center of the back or just over the shoulder. And then pull back on that tricep with a nice stretch there. Let's do one more cycle of breath here. And then go ahead and bring the head back to center. You're going to walk yourself back up and in if you have any problems. Tuck the toes under. The body upright. Just stretch out the tops of the feet here. Coming up onto the knees. Kind of lean back a little bit. Getting a stretch through the tops of the thighs. Untuck the toes. Lean back. Maybe bring up the knees. Stretch out the tops of the feet. Walk the fingertips forward. Make our way up into our first down dog. Tuck the toes under. Bring that tailbone up to the sky. Begin to pedal out your dog, just working through those calf muscles. Shorten up the stance as much as you need to. We'll be here for a little bit in this dog, so try to find some comfort. Walk the fingertips out. Spread the fingertips wide. Come up onto the balls of the feet. Inhale and lift the tail, and then exhale, melt down through the heels. Pull the heart space back towards the thigh. Take your right foot to the center of the mat. Then step the left foot back across behind it. Stretch out the calf on the left leg. Bend that right knee as much as you need to. Come back to center, we'll switch that over. Left foot to the center. Right foot back behind it. Stretch out, press out through that heel, stretch out that calf on the right side. And then we'll go ahead and let that go. Bring the feet out a little bit wider than shoulder, so almost to the edges of the mat. Walk your hands back a little bit. So you take a little bit more weight off the wrists. Then press down through the heels and then just rock the hips back side to side. Work with the breath. You'll feel that on the outside hips. You can bend the knees as much as you need to. Sometimes we're just flying through these poses, but there's so many little modifications within each asana that we can explore and just feel in different parts of the body. Bring the feet back to center. Take that left leg up and back, press out through the heel, coming into a three-legged dog. Big inhale here. On the exhale, we're going to draw the knee towards the nose. We're going to make our way into a low lunge. So work that left foot up towards the front of the mat, working it under the left knee, and then drop down to the back. Coming into a low lunge, bring your blocks around here. Bring it right alongside the hips or a little bit more. As you drop down through that right thigh, begin to pull up through the chest and the front side of the body. You can also bring the palms up to the knees. Dropping through the tail, lifting through the crown. Deep breaths here. You'd like to add the arms. Go up. Exhale, draw the elbows down the back. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. Open the chest. Open the arms nice and wide. Drop the thumbs down, bend the elbows, bring that to the back. Use that as a little support, deepening that back bend. The belly active here, sinking into that lunge, still pulling up with that crown of the head. One more full cycle of breath here. And on exhale, we'll go ahead and release. Palms down. We'll bring the feet, we'll bring the left foot out to the edge of the mat. We'll bring the hands to the inside, coming into a lizard pose. Like to intensify a little bit, tuck that back foot in and pull that back knee up. You can also have blocks here. Bring that ground up towards you. Then just a little bit of working into those hips. Kind of rock back and forth. And also come to the forearms if your wrists are troubling you. Nice full cycle of breath here. One more cycle here. If you're up high, drop the knee back down, untuck the toe, then heel toe that foot back to the center of the mat. Push down into the hands, tuck the back toe, pull the back knee up, push the floor away so you have some space to pull that left foot back. Coming into a plank pose, pull the belly button towards the back of the spine. You want a little dome, a little round in that back, so you're pushing up out of those shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, push back, downward dog. Cuddle out the legs a little bit if you need to. Nice, deep, full breath in. Nice, long, slow exhale out. Right leg up and back. Push out through that heel, find some length. Deep breath in. On the exhale, draw the nose or the knee in towards the nose. Push that floor away to find some space. Kind of work that foot up into that low lunge side to side. Lower down through that back knee. Props and blocks alongside if you'd like. Drawing down into that left hip calf. Pull up through the front of the body. Arm to the right. Deep breath in. Nice, slow breath out. Cactus. Squeeze the arms, drawing those elbows down towards the ribs. The fingertips out, nice and wide, thumbs down. Bend at the elbows, switch the cross in the hands. Use that support there for just a minute. Those two opposing forces at work. Rooting down, reaching up, breath flowing between the two of them. One more cycle of breath here. And when you're ready, we'll go ahead and release. Hands to the inside of that foot as you heel toe it out to the edge of the mat. That lizard pose. Options there with the blocks. Forearms, like maybe popping that back knee up, coming into a high lunge. Just exploring the movement there in the hips. One more full cycle here. Back knees up, go ahead and let it go and tuck the toes. Heel toe back, palms down, tuck the back toe, press up. We're going to step forward, coming into a forward fold. Inhale, we're going to halfway lift, draw the thighs back and the crown of the head forward, tabletop to back. Exhale, fold it. Bring the blocks out in front of you if you like. We're going to go ahead and grab for opposite elbows. Bend the knees a lot here. Kind of come into a little bit of a squat. So draw the elbows down and really try to find some length in the spine and the torso. Lengthen the neck, let the head be heavy here. Bend those knees a lot, and then begin to straighten the thighs back. Feel it come up through the hamstring and that nice long torso. Folding forward over those legs. You need a little bit of bend in those knees, go for it. Shake the head yes and no. Let that neck, jaw. One more breath here. Exhale, let the hands go. Bend the knees a little bit, give the legs a little bit of a break. Heel toe the feet out just a little bit more, about shoulder width apart. And then walk the fingertips out, pull the hips back, and then walk the fingertips over to one side. Kind of shimmy the hips a little bit side to side here, so you're feeling that on the opposite hip. More twisting. Again, blocks are great here. Bring the ground up to you. Come back to center. Bend the knees, give them a little break on the hammies. Walk fingertips out and then start twisting over opposite side and then pull that opposite hip back. Keep the breath moving. Wonderful. Let's come back to center. Heel toe the feet back together. Bend the knees a lot. Inhale, we're going to root to rise. Nice and slow. Draw the energy up through the leg. Roll up through the spine. Roll the shoulders back. Reach out left and right. Inhale. Fingertips up to top. Gentle back bend here. Cactus and squeeze those arms down the back. Find a little bit more opening the chest, the clavicles, the heart. Fingertips out, thumbs down, bend. Use that support, deepen the back bend, maybe just a little bit more. Push the hips slightly forward. In these back bends, it's really about opening the front of the body as more than it is deepening and bending into the back. All right, let that go. Shake it all out. Am I doing good? Good. All right, wonderful. All right, let's get flowing a little bit of movement here. Inhale up. Exhale, swan dive all the way. Inhale, halfway lift, thighs back, round forward. Exhale, down. Plant those hands, step all the way back. Come into plank pose. You can modify with knees down if you need. Push out of those shoulders, spreading the shoulder blades apart so there's no room. Deep breath. On the exhale, we'll lower down knees, chest, chin, and tuck the toes. Keep those elbows drawn into the ribs, lower all the way to the belly. Rock those hips back and forth. Shoot the toes back. Find some length in the thighs. Come into a gentle back bend here. Get the fingertips out a little wider than the shoulders. Squeeze those elbows back. Open up the chest. Exhale, we'll release. Arms down. Press yourself back up into plank, or you can walk to the tabletop. Push back, downward facing dog. Take a child's pose at any time you need to. All right, left leg up and back. Big inhale here. Exhale, shoot it through. And we're coming into crescent. So back heel is going to be lifted here. Make sure you're not walking on that tightrope. So you want your feet about shoulder width, hips distance apart. Then begin to draw that energy up into the front side of the body. Take the palms to the heart. Bend the back knee and sink into the lunge. And then press through the heel and pull that back kneecap up to firm up that back leg. Inhale, fingertips up. Cactus. Open. out. Take a back bend here if you like. Pause for a cycle of breath. Inhale, back up. Exhale, fingertips down. Keep that right hand down. You can also have a block here if you'd like to bring that ground up. We'll stack and open the shoulders coming into a twist. That back knee pulled up and in, that heel pushed out. It's firm anchor. Keep the breath moving. One more cycle. Exhale, release down. Step that back foot in a little bit. So all the toes are facing forward. We're going to come into a pyramid pose. So you have your blocks alongside. Straightening out through that front leg, pulling that thigh back. Let's bring the hands up to the hips or alongside the block. Then reach forward with that crown of the head. Find some length in the torso as you reach forward. Pulling the hips back. And then exhale, fold in over that front. You can have a little micro bend in that front knee if you need to. Pulling that left hip crease back. Nice hamstring stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale, maybe folding in a little bit deeper and melting in. Go ahead and bend into that front knee. Shift the weight up into the big toe. Spread those toes out nice and wide. We're going to come into a standing split. Have a nice bend in that front knee so you're not, jumping in there and wobbling. And then gently begin to pull up to that back leg. And then let the weight of your head fold in over that front extended. That belly working. Keep the breath moving. One more breath there. Exhale, step it forward. Inhale, halfway through. And exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, nice and slow, move with the breath. And exhale, fold and melt all the way back up. Hands down, step it all the way back into plank hold. Take the vinyasa of your choice here. Take the knees, chest, chin, or take full chaturanga. Take the chaturanga, reach out over the wrist. Keep those elbows drawn in as you lower the belly and get halfway. Take your back bend of choice here. Up dog, thighs are up. Be down in that low cobra. Big toe, child's pose. And when you're ready, now we're facing dog. Pause for a breath. Right leg up and back. Big breath in. Exhale. Bring it forward. Press the lunge, second side. Have those blocks along the side of the wheel. Work your way up. Build the foundation nice and strong. Come into that back knee. Bend into it. Press and straighten it out. Firm up the ankle. Inhale up. Exhale, open the chest a little more. Out, thumbs down. Woo. Balance there. Deep breath. One more breath. Exhale, release. Hands down, step that back foot in. Toes facing forward. Straighten that front thigh, front leg, pulling the thigh back. And then before you fold in, find some length by pulling those hips back, reach the torso and the crown forward. And then exhale, begin to fold in the belt. Blocks alongside, hands at the hips. You can be in reverse prayer position. Lots of options there with the hands. Pull that right hip crease back a little bit. Deep breath in. Exhale, fold and melt. One more round. Ready, go ahead and bend into that front leg. Have blocks along, bring them out in front. And shift the weight into that front foot. Draw the back heel up. Pay close attention that left hip likes to sort of rotate open. So draw the left hip down, keep the hip square to the mat. Breath in and then exhale, draw the head down towards the shin as much as you can. One more breath. On the exhale, step forward. Inhale halfway. Exhale, fold in. Drop the tail down. We're going to come into chair pose. Thighs together like you're squeezing a block between them. Open the chest, fingertips up. Sit back in your tail. Thighs engaged, belly working, breath moving. Inhale, root to rise. Palms to the heart center. Fingertips fall towards the earth. Close the eyes here for a moment in Shavasana, mountain pose. Just let some of that energy settle into the body. Let your heartbeat settle into the chest. Gain that easy cycle of breath. Just notice the temperature on your skin, sound sensations around you. Softly blink the eyes open. Shake out. Sip of water, coffee, whatever you need. Time check. All right. Just keep working through this. Inhale up. Finding a little bit more length each time you go through the cycle. Exhale, fold it up. Inhale halfway. And exhale, fold down. Plant those hands. Step it all the way back to the plank. We'll skip the vinyasa here. We're just going to push back into downward dog. Inhale that left leg up and back. Exhale, press and lunge second time. Go where we're headed, build the foundation nice and strong. Inhale, arm. That left arm lifted. Take the right arm and bring it back towards the thigh. Intensify a little bit more in the back end. Maybe you're reaching back with that left hand a little bit more as you're sinking into that front leg. Little balance challenge here. Deep breath in. Steady. Inhale, arms back to center. Deep breath in. On the exhale, transition warrior two. Drop the back heel down. Before you sink in here, really roll those thighs open a little bit. So that left knee can start to draw in, draw it out. Find some length in the torso, some lift. And then exhale, sink in. Reach back, reach forward, find that balance and stability. Inhale, straighten the leg, Bring fingertips to touch. Big breath in, lengthen the torso, lift up. Straighten that front leg. Take it into Trikonasana triangle. So dip that hip. Find length first. Then start to stack and rotate the shoulders. And have a block on the outside of that foot if you like. Really making an effort to draw that right shoulder back so you're not rounding it down. Take that top arm, if you'd like to add on a little bit more, taking it up and over the ear. Reach it out. Want to add on a little bit more, reach the left arm forward as well. You're going to feel that in the core, in the belly. Back up, use that core strength, back to warrior. All right, extended side angle. You take elbow to the knee or back behind you on the block. Same thing here, stack the shoulder. I bend in that front knee. That same thing here. You want a little bit more intensity. Reaching up over the ear. Fingertips out. You can also take that left arm, maybe take it out in front of you, kind of play around with that. Or strength brings you back up. Sink in warrior two. Deep breath. Exhale, windmill down. Step all the way back, plank pose. Let's all drop down and just take a little child's pose. A lot of work there on the belly, the core. Work those hips back. Melt down through the heart. Take a little break. Soften the ribs. Soften the lungs. One more cycle of breath. Ready? Go ahead and bring the knees back towards the center. Walk the shoulders forward. We'll push back into downward dog. Second side, right leg up and back. Big inhale. Exhale. Push that floor away. Find some space. Build the foundation. Press lunge. Stay here. Take a gentle back bend here, or if you'd like to intensify, keep that right arm up. The left arm come down the back of the thigh. Find length before you start to back bend. So that's the key. We're going to get into camel here in a little while, and it's really before you start crunching in the back. So lengthen that torso. Think of like one of those bendy straws that you're opening up, and then begin to sink down. Woo. Inhale, back up. Exhale, warrior two, second side. Build the foundation. Pull that knee out. Open up the thighs. Open up the front of the body. Fingertips out. Lift up. And sink down in it. Straighten the leg. Inhale. Find a little more length. Big breath here. Exhale. Sink down in it. Trikonasana transition. Dip the hip. Nice, long. Reach out and then begin to stack and rotate shoulder. Hand on the shin, on a block, whatever feels good. Then just stay here, or if you'd like, starting to play around with a little bit of that core intensity. Taking that top arm up over the ear. Draw that belly button towards the back of the spine. Even though we're engaging that belly, we're still breathing here, right? So maybe reaching that right arm forward. That core strength, bring it back up, bend into the knee, warrior two. Pause for the breath. And transition to extended side angle. Elbow to knee. Hand to a block, whatever feels good. Peeling that top shoulder back, open that chest. Maybe taking that arm up and over the ear. Nice strong line of energy all the way from your back heel, all the way up the side of the ribs to that extended top arm. Deep breath in. Breath out. You're ready, use that core strength, bring it back up. Warrior two, one last time. Turn the toes in. Kind of shorten up your stance a little bit so you're facing over here. Nice big breath in. Push the hips gently forward. Take a deep breath in. Fingertips out nice and wide, starfish pose. Open chest, open heart. Exhale, hinge, reach the crown forward. Pull the thighs back so you start to fold down. You can have your blocks here as well. We'll be here for a minute. So if you need to like bend through the knees a little bit, soften the knees, shorten up the stance. It helps to have the toes in and the heels out, gives you a little bit more stability. And then lots of options here. You can grab the backs of the calves. You can walk fingertips back through the leg. You can bring forearms to blocks. Just let the weight of your head just go here. Just letting that central nervous system relax. Gravity do its work. Shake the jaw a little bit side to side. Stick the tongue out. A nice, slow, deep breath into the back. One more full, slow cycle of breath here to a count of 4 or 5 or 6. Maybe letting that exhale go a second or two longer. Gives you a little bit more space on that next breath. You're ready, we're going to take a twist here. We're going to take the right hand in front of the face. Stack those shoulders. Peel that right hand up across the chest like you're drawing a bow back. Nice deep breath in. Use that leverage to twist the torso back behind, looking back over that top shoulder. Let that go. We'll take it to the other side. Draw the bow across the chest. Open and reach it up. Stack the shoulders. Press into that heel of the hand and use that leverage. Twist that torso back, looking up towards the sky. Bend in the knees if you need it. Go ahead and release there. Heel toe the feet in. Step back towards the top of the mat. Take it all the way back up, nice and slow. Exhale, palms back to center. Let everything settle. One more time, please, guys. Inhale up. Exhale down. Just going to step the right foot all the way back. We're going to come back into that low lunge. And then we're going to come back into that lizard pose. Heel toe that left foot out to the side. Blocks available here. Stay in that lizard. If you'd like to intensify, you're coming maybe down to those forearms. Like you can roll to the outside edge of that left foot. Maybe push back and just open the hip a little bit more if you'd like. If you want to deepen even a little more, maybe you're bending that back foot, reaching back, see if you can get a hold of it. If it's not available, don't do it. All good. Take what you like, leave what you don't. Especially if you're feeling anything in that back knee, pinching, ease out of it. Wherever you are, comfortable, stay with the breath. Have that back foot, let it go nice and easy. Sometimes I like to slingshot out of there. So just let it go down. Transition yourself back to the center. Walk to the side. Heel toe back to center. Push into the ground. Step back into plank pose. And back to downward dog. Do that deep lizard pose one more time on the other side. So take the right leg back and up. Exhale, back to low lunge. Take your time, set yourself up. Heel toe out to the side. Palms to the center. Palms to blocks. Down to forearms. Stay upright, whatever feels good. Like to deepen, you roll into the outside edge of that right foot. Let the knee draw open. One a little bit more. Left arm goes perpendicular to the mat. Push that knee away. Maybe bending into that back. One more nice full cycle breath. Release. Out of it just as easy as going into it. Heel toe back to center. Push into the ground. Fire up that back leg. Send that back foot back. We're going to lower all the way to the belly. Knees, chest, chin, or lower down to a chaturanga. Work your way all the way down. All right. Rock the hips side to side. Lengthen out the thighs. Reach those toes back. Stack the hands. Make a little pillow here for the head. Turn your cheek to one side. And just let everything go here for a minute. Feel the rise and fall of your back as you take a deep breath in. Let the ribs, belly go soft on the exhale against the earth. Feel that weight and support holding you up. That heart connection to the earth. And just surrender here for a moment. Bring the head back to center. Slide the hands alongside the ribs. Reach those fingertips back towards the heels. Roll the shoulders back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and begin to pull up through the chest. Reach the fingertips back towards the heels, coming into locust pose. Squeeze the thighs together. Add the legs if you like popping the toes up. Feel that low back fire. Shaking's good. Deep breath in. Maybe take the arms out. Hold the hands back, maybe open up a little more. Exhale, let it go. Head to the other side. You can also bend the knees and just windshield wiper side to side, release the low back if you need to. Draw the hands underneath the shoulders, press yourself back up, tabletop. We're going to set ourselves up for Camel Focus. Definitely can be an intimidating pose to a lot of people, but there's definitely degrees here. We're working through those back bends the entire practice. It'll be much easier if you have the toes tucked under than if you have them flat. The main thing here is be pulling the hips forward and find length in the front of the body. We go up and then we go back. Okay? So instead of just cranking into the back, first thing you want to do, you can go ahead and bring the palms alongside here. You can even do how we started the practice with having the forearms, just having that nice firm support on the back. Pull those hips forward first. Reach up with the crown of your head and open the chest. Maybe take one arm up, find more length in that torso. Maybe this is it. Maybe this feels good. Chest is open, you're feeling it in the low back. If you'd like to deepen, maybe you're reaching back, catching a hold of that heel. You can also have the block here. Kind of work through one side at a time, taking a rest if you need to. Work the other side. Up first and then starting to come back. Wherever you are, let's go ahead and pause. Let's bring the hips back, untuck the toe, and then draw the nose down into the knees. So a counter pose here for that. Small child's pose. Nice deep breath into that low back. Back up. Let's do that cycle one more time. Length. Hips come forward. Support that low back. Maybe this is it. Also, maybe like a cactus, whatever feels good with the arms. But don't just bend into that back. Have that support. Find the length first. Maybe playing around with one arm. Maybe you're ready for the second. Coming into the full pose. Push those hips forward as much as you can. Give yourself room to bend. Chest up. Throat open. Deep breath in. When you're ready to come out, bring the hand back to the back, at least one. Start to bring up the second. And we're going to come all the way back down. Small child's pose one more time. Slide the palms back along, grab for the heels, pull the heels into the bum, stretch out that low back. Let everything go here, soften and surrender. Palms back out in front. We're just going to go ahead and roll off to one side. Legs come around to the center. Start to wind everything down. Everybody feeling okay? All right, we did a lot of deep back bends here. We're going to some forward folds. Press out through the heels and draw the toes back. Have a little bend in the knees if you need to, but drawing the thighs down. Roll the shoulders back. Hands alongside the hips. Open up the chest here in staff pose. Nice tall spine. Crown lift as your tail roots. Inhale, fingertips up. Exhale. Begin to hinge and fold over the thighs. Grab for whatever you can get a hold of. You need to sort of rock back and forth on those hips. Get in front of those sit bones a little bit more. Next inhale, draw the chin forward. Find a little bit more length. And then exhale, hinge and fold. Full cycle of breath here. Ready? Go ahead and walk through back in. Both heels in towards the pelvis. Baddha-Konasana. Further your heels are in towards the pelvis, a little bit more tense it's going to be. So if you need to be out a little further, all good. Then go ahead and grab for the ankles. You can grab for big toes with these fingers. And then just draw the pelvis, kind of rock it up and forward a little bit. Open the chest. Think about loosening and softening the inner thighs here. Draw the breath down into the belly. Feel it sort of fill up your pelvis like a bowl. So drawing that breath all the way down into your core, into your tail, into your center. So that low back just start to release, soften and relax. Stay here, like maybe beginning to walk fingertips forward, starting to fold in, intensify that stretch on the inner thighs. One full cycle of breath here. Down into the pelvic bowl. Exhale, let it all go. Back in. Go ahead and reach for the knees. Give yourself a little help. Straighten out the legs. Come all the way down onto the back. Just find our center here by drawing the knees up into the chest. Go ahead and wrap around right below the knees. Grab the shins. Give yourself a nice little squeeze. Gently rock side to side. Massage that low back. Come back to center. Then pull down with the tailbone as you draw the knees and thighs in towards the ribs. Feel that in the hips, the hip sockets. Pause here for a breath. We'll let that go. We'll let the heels come down to the earth. Work the heels in as much as you can towards the glutes. We're going to work through a little bridge series here. Draw the thighs together. Pretend like you're squeezing a block in between them. Palms face down, right alongside the hips. And then you're going to pull up through those hips, pushing into the forearms. Squeeze the thighs together. Engage the belly. And pull that tailbone up and in. that breath working. And then exhale, lower down, release, let that go. Knees back into chest. Circle it out, whatever feels good. I'm gonna do that series one more time. All right, heels back down. Pull them in towards the glutes. Lift up through the hips and tail. If you like going for a bind, you're pulling one elbow underneath the back, the other towards the center of the back, maybe interlacing the fingers. And then get those elbows pulled under the shoulders as much as you can to open the chest. Pull that chest up. Pull that tailbone up. Keep those thighs drawn close together. Nice heart opener here. Hold that for another cycle of breath or come out of it whenever you're ready. And gently release, pull one shoulder out, one elbow out, then the other. Elbow or knees back up into chest. Maybe bring the nose up into the knees, countering that back bend. Heels come back down. All right, we're gonna go into a fish pose here. Be a little bit funky for some people, but we're doing a lot of back bends. The chest should feel nice and open. So we're gonna take that left hand, palm down. We're gonna slide it right underneath the glute. Slide the other one underneath. So we're not doing a bind here. Fingertips are just sort of reaching down towards the heel. But you're working those elbows towards each other as you lift up through the chest. Legs go straight. Press into the elbows and pull your chest up towards the sky. Then let the head begin to just fall back. You're not taking any weight into the neck or head. You're pressing into the elbows. Belly's engaged here. Deep breath into the chest. Feel any pinching come out of it, nice and easy. One more breath. Then before you pull the head out, press into the elbows, lift up through the chest, and then long through the neck, lower the head back down. And then work the arms out. You can even roll off to one side. Slowly get out of the little pretzel. All right, let's take a happy baby here. Knees go wide, feet up towards the sky. Reach for those outer edges of the feet. Pull your tailbone down towards the earth, and then rock side to side. Nice, slow, deep breath into that pelvic bowl. All right. If there's anything else you need here before we come to Shavasana, go ahead and take it. An extra twist. Otherwise, just let the legs go long. Bring your feet out over the edges of the mat. Just let those ankles fall open. Let those toes just fall out to the corners of the mat. Let that opening travel up into your hips and pelvis. Or you just settle in fully. Let's do a little body scan here. Are you holding any tension in the kneecaps? Are you holding any tension in the jaw? The eyes soften into the sockets. Don't let anything pull you out of this moment. This is your moment to enjoy the benefits of your practice before you get back into that busy day. Stay with that rhythmic cycle of breath, that rhythm of life flowing through you. A little bit more quietness in the mind. Just enjoy that stillness in the body. Allow me to call you back when it's time. Yogis, let's gently just start to deepen the breath and bring sensation back into the body any way you like. Raise the eyebrows, moisten the lips, wiggle fingers and toes. Taking a full body stretch by sliding those ankles towards each other, flexing and pointing the toes. The arms up overhead, hooking the thumbs, reach those fingertips up and back. Nice, slow, deep breath into the heart. And then on the exhale, go ahead and gather the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a final little squeeze. Pull yourself off to one side. Pause there with a hand to earth connection. When you're ready, make your way up to a comfortable seat, keeping the gaze soft or the eyes closed. Here in this easy seat, Shavasana, just feel the body come into alignment with the head over the heart over the hips. Feel that root in your tail and lift in your crown. And the breath flowing between the two forces. This is the union, this is the yoga. So inhale the fingertips out and up. Gather up all that wonderful energy we've cultivated. And on the exhale, draw it down into the heart space. Let the bow and gaze come down. Take a moment here to thank yourself. Doing the best thing you can do for yourself today. Just taking some time for self-love, exploration, self-compassion, and surrender. It's really an honor for me to guide you through the practice. Take this feeling with you out into the world. Share it with others. Tap into it whenever you need. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Namaste. Acknowledge your fellow yogis. Namaste, everybody. Thank you. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you.